Okay, we have another review here. We have a 4-pack, the Diabolical Snake Invasion. I mentioned before in the previous review, the Skeleton Warriors, that these and the Skeleton Warriors kind of like were rumored, or just prototypes were shown when they showed at Eternia at a Comic-Con a few years ago. And it's pretty exciting. I've talked in other Snakemen videos about how amazing it is that we have as many Snakemen as we do. We went from having, a couple Snakemen to a team to flat out to an army, and now we're heading into civilians. We're heading into having a full-blown Snakeman society. So I really hope, what we need next is some kind of lair or whatever. And we even have Lady Slither on the way, I guess, too, like in a couple weeks. But now we're into the army builder. We're into this set that is actually, it's nobody specific. It's just repaints. We got basically 4 repaints. We got Extremely Boring, He-Man, and we have a couple Rattlers mixed with Cobra Khan. So, again, as we always like to talk about it, the art from these boxes is all amazing. Axel Jimenez or something. I follow him on Instagram. He did all the art on these. They look really good. And we have you can see Snake Mountain in the back left corner with a snake head instead of that weird owl looking head. It's great to have this set. I do have a couple complaints, but I think we'll take them out of the box and then complain about it, just to give some criticisms to this set and why probably could have done much better than it did, which I'm sure it's doing fine with sales, but they could have done a few things to sell even more. So let's take them out of the box and really look at them. Yeah, so basically here they are. This thing costs like $65. Is that what it was? Like, I should have looked that up before I did this video. I pre-order everything from Big Bad Toy Store almost immediately and then forget about it until it shows up 6 months later, or however it works out. But I'm pretty sure it was $65. Each character goes for probably $18, something like that. So that's $36.72. So it's basically, with tax and shipping, it's the equivalent of a wave of figures. But if you do a wave of figures, you usually at least get 1, maybe 2 retooled figures. This thing is just it's Cobra Khan mixed with Rattler. And a couple Rattler heads, Camo Con head. And I appreciate the fact that, they did give us one neck extension in the blast effect, and it's a different color than the other ones. But this is a, 4-pack repaint. I mean, even He-Man, we'll compare him to his other look in a second here, but he's a complete repaint. These two, even not only are the two, the pink and the green one repaints, they're literally the same exact figure. They didn't swap out the hands or maybe give them a different head. This literally just gave us the same 2 figures, and that's kind of one of my other complaints about this. So when you get this civilian army builder, Snakemen, that's great. I'm all about army building stuff, and I kind of wanted to get more of these, who knows, maybe I will someday. But how hard would it have been to throw in a couple Cobra Khan heads? Rattler's been out by now. King Hiss, maybe his transformed head, those Rattler heads, in my opinion, are the absolute worst Snake Man head that they give us. And then not only did they give us 2 of them in this, but they gave us them for the army builder, the soldier, the Horde crossover Snake Man soldier, where it's the same damn head. You can't even see his eyes. All you can see is his mouth and his teeth. They're wide open. There is no, you can't tilt that head down enough to get his head to fit on there normal. So, I'm just saying, that's fine if they gave us a Rattler head, but they could have given us a few other heads. Like, and really, oops. Yeah, there I got him. There I got him to stand him back up. The Rattler body's always, with that tail, is always hard to get him to stay standing up. You know, but just continuing on with my complaining, you know, if you threw in, you know, a Cobra Con, not a Camo Con head, you know, for that blue Rattler, and one for, you know, one for each of these, the pink and green, I figure I would have bought 2 of these. You know, there's always a wasted spot, it seems like, in, you know, each wave. You know, there's just a solid repaint of He-Man, there's a solid repaint of Roboto, you know, not too long ago. There's the repaint of Ninja, with Marshmallow Samurai, whatever his name is. You know, there's always a repaint. So each wave you kind of expect a full-on repaint. But, you know, this whole set's nothing but repaints. Like I said, they could have just thrown in extra hands, fail on not getting us more shields. You know, they should have done more with this. Because, you know, like I said, I would have bought 2 of these. You know, if I had extra heads to where I could have 2 different green guys, 2 different pink guys, 2 different blue guys, like, I definitely would have bought them, you know. But otherwise, and who knows what the future holds for them. Maybe I'll buy another pack and somehow find a way to, what do you call it? Just, oh, dang it. Kit bash the bodies. Like, maybe I'll get a normal Rattler and put that red, you know, torso piece on that figure or something, just to mix it up and have a couple more. So I could see myself buying more of these, just because, you know, it would be cool. You know, you don't necessarily need them all that different for background pictures where you have tons of them in there. But yeah, you know, who knows? They could have done better. I guess that's the whole point. Is for as cheap as this is, for it being all repaints, it could have given us just a little bit more, especially for the price. So let's compare a few figures here. Yeah, so here's you know, the 2 Snakemen, Snake Armor He-Man. Like, there's no difference. I threw a little bit of neon green, some black on He-Man for this time around. No extra heads. You know, they could have at least given us another yelly head, or you know, just something different. You know, I don't know. Give us a Burnett head with that face and hair. I don't know. Like, they could have thrown something in there. Because these guys are exactly the same. Like I said, each wave always has a throwaway character that's just a, you know, cheap repaint. On a lot of the time, it makes sense. Like, you know, just, it should have been a little bit, like, I'm not ripping on Slamurai or Roboto or even like the Avians. It's kind of nice they made those really work well, because they are actual characters. Or you know, Roboto showed up, you know, orange in the first mini comic, and then the flesh colored Stratos worked great for Army Builder. But this one's completely pointless. Like, this doesn't do anything for us. He will sit on the back of the shelf and never be used, I'm sure. So maybe I'll use him for this video. I don't know. But he's pretty lame. Like, I even like this other more chromed out one a little bit better. The green just throws it off too much for me on the other one. It reminds me of like the 90s neon G.I. Joes or something, you know. So well, let's do one more thing before we move on to pictures. All right, so as I mentioned before, I would maybe be kit bashing some of these. I did end up ordering 2 Fangors, and the sole purpose of the Fangor was to get some kit bashing out of it, and we sure got some kit bashing out of this one. Basically, I took my green, you know, figure and changed out the arms and the head, you know, and the waist piece. So, you know, we have some pretty original characters. I think they look really good. Like this one right here, I'm really digging for that being a Rattler head. I am really digging the way that looks. And this way, if I do eventually, and I probably will, get another one of these, I'll have an original green character. And I'll have to maybe figure something out when I have 2 red characters and 2 blue characters. Just trade out some torsos from some extra figures I got or something. So it turned out really good. Like these kit bashes turned out good. Now I have 4 Army Builders, and the green one and the red one are no longer spot on from each other, just repaints. Like, I actually got a little bit of personality here. I just noticed right now, like with that, did they purposely make the forearm on the shoulder and stuff completely different colors. Like if you look at the snake on the right hand side, like man, they did not color patch. Well, the shins and the thighs too just don't match whatsoever. Like they just did a really poor job color matching that. So anyways, guys, yeah, that's it's cheap. You got to get it, but it's cheap. They could have done a much better job with it. It's kind of sad. So but otherwise, let's move on. Let's take some pictures with these guys, do some cool stuff with them regardless. Yeah, all right, let's go. All right, so yeah, basically we have a nice chaotic scene with a bunch of Snakemen fighting Teela and He-Man and Battle Cat. You know, this one doesn't, it features the blue, you know, the army builder, Snakeman, quite a bit, but you can't really see the two green ones that is kit bashed, and then the red one's kind of hidden back there. I did lie, I did end up using my battle damage He-Man, mostly because he had his yelly face on instead of the normal face. So it was convenient. He actually, that battle damaged, battle armor He-Man sits in my Wind Raider all the time. He rarely ever comes out. But unless I need a He-Man that screams, then he comes out. But yeah, just kind of getting a chaotic scene. Of course, you know, utilizing him spraying acid onto He-Man with a shield. We've seen that before for me. Battle Cat taking a bite out of a Snakeman. You know, and just kind of just having a bunch of Snakemen in there. Then also filling in the background with a few more that, you know, maybe you will see, you know, maybe you can see from the pictures. This kind of gives a good illusion of them fighting an army. So, yeah, this picture turned out pretty good. I always like the action scenes. Next, I don't know what we're going to do next. What are we going to do next? Let's find out. All right, so yeah, final shot. This shot is basically some Snakemen being surrounded by He-Man and some Palace Warriors, and throwing in Mechanic with his 3D printed neck and Roboto in there. Just kind of doing a cool, you know, capture of these guys. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, just really putting those aquarium plants on each side to help frame the picture. And then throwing in those glowing lights again, just to kind of give the picture some more life. Yeah, not much else to say. I kind of got those kit bashed front and center. We'll try to get them a little bit better front and center in the next shot, but we're going to do one more with these guys. That should turn out pretty cool. So, yeah, not much else to say. Let's go on to the next one. All right, so this is our final shot. And it did turn out really good. Before I talk about it, let's hit the like and subscribe button. I don't know when I'll remember to say that at the beginning of a video, if that ever happens, but it always seems to help me when I do say it at the beginning of a video versus the end. But anyways, we're wrapping up this review video. All the Snakemen have been captured. I got my kit bashed one right up front just so everybody can see it, and then we have, you know, the other three back there. So it's kind of like I got between this and the Fangor, I got four army builders, just civilian Snakemen. I didn't even think about it, but I've never opened Snakeface, and I still got Squeeze on the way along with Spikor, and yeah, it's been an insane week for Motu. It's crazy how much stuff has come in, and actually we haven't really had any real announcements about what's coming up besides Mattel exclusives. So, but still, yeah, I can't complain much. We got a ton of stuff. One of the Snakemen did make a run for it. My kit bashed one. But yeah, this picture is just them. You know, they got him captured. They got him corralled. It was nice throwing that little snake in the bottom right-hand corner. I'm gonna have to. I got to see if I can find a bag of snakes somewhere, just for Snakemen pictures. But this turned out really cool. I really like this picture. I like the variety of figures we got. It all worked out pretty well. So, for as much as I was complaining about how cheap these repaints are, it is pretty awesome getting what we got. So, anyways, guys, hit the like and subscribe button. Check out the description of the video for my Facebook and Instagram pages, and we'll see you guys later. Bye now.